Everybody, he don't lose on quarantine. It is what it is. That's not the right save file. This is the right save file. What? This is, I swear to God, if something weird is going on here, this is not scripted at all. What on earth is this? Okay, so this is where you go to maybe like the Binding of Isaac subreddit and see if there's something weird going on. Who is this? I don't have any mods installed and he doesn't have a name. Bug. I think it's the old keeper. Yo, what? Is this related to April Fools? Does anyone know why this happened? Weird character select screen bug. Just give me a moment here. It's very strange. I just want to see if there's like, if there's a definitive answer. Apparently they did release a trailer today that says the DLC is coming out on June 9th, which is like, I mean, that's incredible news. But I'm just kind of losing my mind temporarily because I don't know the last time this game was updated. Why? Okay, here we go. There's a thread with more results. Not a bug, but okay. It's April Fools. Forgotten sometimes gets glitched like that. I have the same screen. I have the same glitch. The old man used to be a placeholder for the keeper. They replaced him with it last April Fool's Day, and I imagine that's what happened today. Okay, very strange. We're just gonna play as Eden, because, I mean, I know you're like, play as that, but that's the keeper. Apparently, it's just the keeper. 0xewehwj. Alright, so, I mean, I no reason to apologize, but, did get a little bit of a late start on this video because of that, but you have to understand, when you do something, you know, 3,000 times and it looks exactly the same, when you see something out of the ordinary like that, things get a little bit weird. I was quite confused, I cannot tell a lie. Anyway, if that's oh, you know what, I bet that, hold on, I bet I'm feeding you misinformation. The thing that said, the trailer for the DLC is coming out June 9th, 2020. I do have to say, I don't know if it's false, but today is April 1st, so I'm merely asking you to have a little bit of hesitance. I had not adequately prepared myself for the fact that today is April the 1st. I was not immediately disbelieving of all mundane marketing materials that I saw online, like a fool. I'm not saying for sure it's not coming out April 9th, or sorry, June 9th. All I'm saying is, I think my naivete might have shone through temporarily. Okay, hold on. This is we got some very, very, very great stuff going on here. Stats are very good. Very, very good to begin with, and static tiers, very nice. Definitely a tiers upgrade is even better. That was kind of like the one element of our current statistics I was not super fond of. We still have a Perthrow rune that, well... Wait a minute, we got static tiers from our item room. Yeah, let's just get the heck out of town then. Yeah, we're leaving a Tinted Rock behind. Look. Let me hydrate here. Things got spicy. Let's see what we got. A very interesting room indeed. The dream line here, like a Boeing 787. You give me an HP upgrade. Immediately did not work, just for the record. You give me an HP upgrade, we use IV Bag to play Demon Judgment and Blood Bank simultaneously. Bob's your uncle, we're off to the races. I do want to go into this curse room, but it's not the right time yet. It's not the right time yet. This floor could hold wonders, you know? Follow me to a place where incredible feats are achieved every hour or so. You know that one? That's the... I always thought that was the Aladdin Disney cartoon television show theme song, but that might actually be in the movie as well. You think I would know, considering I actually watched Aladdin in theaters last year. I feel no need to offer any defense for that, by the way. Last year, we were very snobby about going to see movies in theaters. You paid to see that? I can't believe it. Really? You paid for parking to see that? That's crazy. This year, everybody's like, man, remember when we used to go to the movie theater? Those were the days. Anyway, maybe not, but Aladdin was a... I think we're going to start here. Woo, incredible choice. Aladdin, how was it? Like, not great, but not terrible. But I have essentially no memory of it whatsoever. Honestly, Crooked Penny, I feel like you kind of lost your chance. I hate to say it, I feel like you kind of lost your chance. I'm just waiting on the reroll to see if there's a use here. But I'll tell you, I hate to say it, I really do. And if you had told me that this was going to be the case heading into 2019, I would have said, you don't know what you're talking about, that's impossible. The live-action Lion King was worse than the live-action Aladdin. Now, the trailer for the live-action Lion King was actually like a 9 out of 10. Well, the teaser, at least. It was a 9 out of 10. I've come to realize the reason it was a 9 out of 10 is because it completely obscured the fact that the movie is about talking animals and instead just played like a stirring musical score in the background while that amazingly rendered little baby Simba was held up. That's designed. That's engineered to tug at your heartstrings. Whereas the Aladdin trailer was like, Will Smith is an enormous blue genie. What the heck's going on? We might even re-roll that, honestly. I gotta take some time to think about how this run's gonna go. But it's true. The whole time I was watching, and I saw it opening night, because I mean, for a number of reasons. One of which is that Lion King was probably like the first movie I have a full recollection of seeing in theaters, and I consider it perhaps my favorite Disney animated film from my childhood. The other reason is my wife feels exactly the same way. Hold on. I really thought we could squeeze that. I'm going for it, dude. I'm going for it. Okay. I think we per-throw both of these, and I'm not going to say it turned out amazingly, but maybe not too badly. We had to make a choice there, and I'm relatively happy with how it went down. But yeah, the whole time I was watching the Lion King remake, I was like, man, this is kind of boring. I hate to say it. It's not even like, you know, I've heard the same story told many, many times in my life. That's kind of my job, is to tell the same story over and over. But it wasn't even the fact that it was unoriginal. It was more the fact that I was just like, oh yeah, this is for 7-year-olds. Anyway, suffice it to say, you already knew that. Run. I hope I didn't mess up not keeping that per-throw rune for the deal with the devil. Honestly, I'm feeling way more like I like having HP, so let's just keep that HP around for now. And what do you got in here? You got this. I say no. I say no, and we preserve our HP and we move on. So yeah, those were the days, dude. Going to the movie theater. I wonder, and I mean, we're living... I've said this before, and I hope it wasn't taken out of context when I said it before. I'm definitely not saying we are blessed to be living through a modern global pandemic. However, maybe that's where you don't want to use the however. Maybe that's why I risk being taken out of context. All I'm saying is that there's no doubt it's a one-of-a-kind year. Not in a good way, like, at all. You're still giving me 2 pennies? Why would I pay for that then? That was not worth it. That was just we lost 50% of our value. Or 33%. I don't know. The percentages, you know, you go in different directions. They work in different ways. It's Tutty Ticker all over again. I'm just here to tell anecdotes about movies. But I wonder how the movie industry and etc. will be affected by this. Because, like, not any movies are coming out to theaters right now. So there's kind of like a glut of already made films. I'm assuming, and films that are being edited and in post-production right now that are going to be pretty ready to launch. This is spice, dude. I think we just yeet him. We don't need to leverage him right now. We're doing okay. Should have IV bagged on the way out. Very true. Very true indeed. And that's actually very helpful. We can make something happen there. You know, if no films are being made now, or very, very few films, I'm assuming that, like, movie sets are shut down. For the most part, at least where people actually care about, like, respecting social distancing and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to make, like, a movie when you can't be within 2 meters of your co-stars at any given time. Now the emotional climax of the film. The lovemaking scene between our 2 celebrity leads. Over Zoom. Anyway. I have no idea, by the way. I have no idea how it will affect things. Is just the honest-to-God answer there. We got bigger problems, for sure, but I'm just, you know, I'm coming up with thought experiments here. I don't know. Oh, we could have just used the ladder! Are we gonna get, like, a deluge of films after social distancing, self-isolation matters are, relaxed? Followed by a little bit of a lull for, like, a, you know, 3 to 6 month period? While the films that would have been in production from, like, March to, you know, the summertime... minimum, probably, don't come out? I don't know. Does anybody else care? I don't know. It's just weird. It's got me thinking about life in a different way. I haven't watched a tennis tournament probably since, like, I don't know, Pete Sampras was still playing. Is Pete Sampras still good? I'm joking. I know he's old now. Let's get up to 5 cents so we can, Yo, whoa, that's better than 5 cents, but I'm not going to use 2 of diamonds yet. I just wanted to make sure we had a chance at an arcade on the next floor. Yeah, I haven't watched a tennis tournament in like 2 decades, but they announced today that Wimbledon was canceled, or at least postponed for this year, and I was like, not in tears, but I was like, oh my god. Is nothing sacred to you, virus? You canceled Wimbledon. And the Olympics. When will it be enough for you? Things are just weird, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's really what it comes down to. But anyway, how are things going on my end? Honestly, pretty well. Can't complain. You know, I will use a bomb to get in here. Without a doot. And then, honestly, let's just, yeah, send it, dude. Why not? And you love to see it. One of the things you do here is love to see that. Not a whole lot going on, just working hard. Again, keep in mind, by the way, sometimes I've been accused of, I wouldn't say, like, enjoying the pandemic, but people are like, you're ignorant to the fact that people are suffering. I'm not ignorant to it, and I'm very sympathetic to it. It's just that, you know, sometimes I'll crack a joke that I think I've laid the groundwork for, that people realize we're on the same page, and then I realize, like, you know, not everybody was listening when I set up the groundwork, that I'm sympathetic to everybody, and they're like, how dare you? And I'm like, there's nothing I could do, dude. There was something you could do. That's the joke about there's nothing I could do, dude, is it's what streamers say when there's something they could have done, dude. But anyway, I'm not immune to the effects of it. I will admit, you know, because of my job, I'm less affected occupationally, for sure. Perhaps not even affected occupationally. At least until, you know, something goes wrong at YouTube or Twitch HQ and they're working on a skeleton crew staff because of work from home orders and you can't get something resolved for a long time, and it, you know. But that's just the kind of stuff that keeps me up at night. It shouldn't bother you that much. But we still, you know, my wife is pregnant. We're supposed to go to see the doctor like once every 2 to 3 weeks. And this has affected things kind of strangely. So, like, today, we're supposed to go to the doctor, but we got a call at, like, 8:30 a.m. from the doctor's office that was like, yeah, we're not really doing, like, doctor's appointments anymore. So, can we just have the appointment by phone? And we were like, sure. But it also kind of makes me wonder, like... Look, let me be clear when I say this right off the bat, okay? I want to have the doctor's appointment. because we got questions to ask the doctor. Is this normal? Is that normal? You know, what should we be doing right now? What does our timeline look like for going to get like another ultrasound and stuff like that? You know, like we got stuff on the brain, but I'm also like, how important could the doctor's appointment really be if we can do it via Skype, you know? Maybe that's just my own ignorance. But I appreciate it. Again, don't get me wrong. And I guess this is a really kind of tone-deaf time to complain about, like, you know, my doctor wants to see me. That's annoying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that's how it could be misinterpreted potentially. But, again, just weird times is, I guess, what I'm trying to say. I know I have a friend who's a dentist in the U.S. I know we have some dentists in the community. If you're all the dentists in the community say, so I was bringing this up with Twitch chat the other day, and people in chat were like, that's absolutely true. I also got this memo. Apparently, the American Dental Association has been trying to encourage dentists that are part of the board, or I don't know, part of the guild, I guess, to do teledentistry. And I'm going to keep his opinions on this private for a couple of reasons. You know, he's my friend. He deserves some privacy. Also, like, you know, he's a business owner. He's a business owner, but also a millennial. So he's like, you know, I need to do this so I can live, but also at the same time, I don't know how this is going to work necessarily. I'm a little, you know, that built-in millennial skepticism. Same reason why nobody's given any respect to Quibi, which might end up being valid, but we'll see. But yeah, I was trying to figure out how the heck teledentistry is going to work. Look, when I go to the dentist, people oftentimes wrongly assume that in Canada you have free dental care because you have free medical care. We don't have free dental care. Maybe if you like, I honestly don't know the answer. I'm speculating. Maybe if you had like an injury that required you to get dental surgery for non-cosmetic purposes, that might be covered, but like routine checkups, cleaning, scaling, root canals, wisdom teeth removal, not covered by the Canadian universal healthcare system. Of course, lots of people have insurance or benefits through work, etc., etc. I'm gonna risk this. If we're gonna get hit, we might as well get some money out of it. Oh, baby, where are we? Necropolis 1, we'll use it right away. Just to get some extra HP, and we will... Honestly, let's teleport out. I'm okay with that. But I'm trying to, you know... Let me... I had built a bit there, and then I got distracted by the mechanics of Isaac. When I go to the dentist, and... I don't know what appropriate pricing is for a dentist. I honestly... I think our dentist gives us kind of a deal. Because every professional that I work with like just a couple of exceptions, essentially I inherited from Kate's mom being like a pillar of the Korean community in British Columbia. So like the dentist I see, I had just started seeing because when I moved to Vancouver, I was like, I don't have a dentist. And Kate was like, oh, I'll just take you to the dentist like my mom knows. And then every time I see him, he's like, you know, normally we would have charged you through the nose for this, but because, you know Kate's mom, we're going to give you a deal. And I'm like, man, this is awesome. But anyway, so a cleaning, you know, you're in the chair for 45 minutes. It's mostly a dental hygienist and I'm not, you know, besmirching the work that they're doing, but I'm just saying specifically you're not paying for the dentist so much. The dental hygienist makes awkward conversation with you for half an hour. The dentist comes in, looks at your x-rays, and is like, hey, you see that spot right there? He always does this to me. And I'm sure you can relate. And I'm not besmirching dentists. I have no problem going to the dentist whatsoever. I wouldn't say I like it, but I don't feel any kind of like anxiety. But he's always like, oh, do you see that like dark spot on the X-ray? And there's been a dark spot there since like I was 15 years old or something. And then I go, yeah, sure, but I don't really know what it is. And then he goes, what do you think we should do about it? And I go, I don't know. What do you think we should do about it? And he goes, I think we should wait and see. And I go, all right, that sounds good to me. Kind of what I was doing already. Thank you, doctor. I'll see you in November. Hold on. I think we just keep this moving here. We got a really good pace going here. Let's take this into our guaranteed deal with the devil. Sounds good to me. And then he charges me, you know, $200, which seems pretty appropriate, I guess. for a medical professional to get an hour of access to their office and utilities and, you know, whatnots. Wow, really? All right. That's what I get for trying to cheat the system, I guess. If we did that whole thing over Skype, I think I would come dangerously close to realizing that this is not what it's worth at all. Like, I don't even know, how do you do teledentistry over you know, FaceTime or whatever? You just front-facing camera, hold the camera up to your mouth, and then the dentist goes like, looks good, or like, you know, or do you get like a hands-free phone setup and you floss so hard that you draw blood and like dig the hook into your gums? And it's like, I'm not paying you. I'm not. I get you gotta eat. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not paying you $200 to look at my mouth and go, you should really be flossing. If anything, I'm paying for the cleaning that I probably should have been doing myself to begin with. I don't have the hooks at home. I don't have the hooks and the mirror and then the toothpaste that is like very weirdly chemical taste. Anyway, you get the idea. So I don't know. It's a strange time, right? Not every business can be done from home. Dentistry's a weird one. There's no doubt. Hey, you shouldn't have stood there. A weird one, no doubt about that. I thought we had one more boss there. That's my bad. Give me a teleport. That's not a teleportation card. That's okay. I don't think we're going to get to boss rush. But this run is like, it's on the verge of popping to an absurd degree. But it's not quite there yet. One more probably damage upgrade. Or, you know, enough guppy items to really take us into the mix. Then we're talking. You know what business I think is going to be amazing to be in when the social distancing stuff ends? If you are a barber or a hairstylist or an esthetician, I think you are about to experience, you know, when it ends, which is indeterminate at the present moment. Hold on. Grab this. Get out of here. I think you are about to experience the busiest period of your professional life. It is prom season, wedding season, you know, school picture day, all wrapped up in one. People, you can't go outside for a haircut. First off, I've seen more selfies of bald people and buzz-cutted people than I've ever seen in my entire life. It's a really, if you're buying hairstyles on the stock market, bald is a really big one right now. Bald and, like, caveman are the two that I would suggest are most likely. Those are coming back in a big way. But surely, like, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm blessed, I guess, to not have to care about it, but it's one of the few times baldness is a competitive advantage. It's just this in swimming. But, you know, because of the hair and the drag of the water. You get the idea. What a floor, dude. This floor is so large. I feel like day 2 of quarantine being over, everybody's going to be like, all right, let's get these hairs cut. The time has come. I've been waiting for this. Treat yourself. Anyway, apart from that, what's been going on? Pretty much nothing. Like, I mean, what do you expect, right? I'm doing the same thing everybody on planet Earth is doing right now. I'm playing Animal Crossing until there's nothing left to do in Animal Crossing. Then I'm playing like another 20 minutes of Animal Crossing, and then I'm going to bed. Looks a little bit like that. I want to be very clear. I am not concerned about this run yet. But I am concerned about being concerned about the run. We're finally going to sell high on that one, I think. What do I mean by that? Well, I think of it like calculus, right? If you look at the point of the graph where we're at right now, we're pretty high up. However, you don't just look at the current position. You have to look at the rate of change. You know, what's our first derivative on this one? It's probably lightly negative. We are moving slightly in the negative direction. And the reason, and that was a spicy choice, I'll admit, but I really kind of... first off, I think that Mom's Contacts is a really good item. And then secondarily, I think that Book of Revelations takes away from our killing power with Krampus's head, so I don't want to roll there right now. But that might come back to haunt us, admittedly. I don't think we're getting worse. I mean, we're not getting worse. However, I think we're not getting better as fast as the enemies are getting harder. So I think really we're moving in the slightly negative direction, and we know that's not going to change right away. Are you shining green? No, because double pennies can't be lucky pennies. Okay, we already know what that is. There is a tinted rock. Thank God my manual dexterity caused me to miss the aperture. So we didn't miss out on that. Streaming. You know how it is. Cooking a lot more. Mostly because again, anything I complain about, it's like first world problems are now zero with world problems, right? Because instead of just being a first world problem, my takeout's not that good. It's now like, my takeout's not that good, and this is what I'm choosing to complain about at this unique period in society's history. But all I got are zero with world problems. I feel like that's the spirit of Isaac right now. Maybe one day, you know, I'll get sick. And then I'll have a real world problem, and you'll be sorry you made fun of me. No, I would never wish that upon myself or anybody else. But it would give me some clout temporarily. I don't think it's worth it, but one of the reasons we've been cooking more is because, you know, all these restaurants are open and they're doing takeout and delivery only. Your local business, we have been ordering the occasional takeout for sure, don't get me wrong. But like, some foods don't do as well in takeout as they do in dining in, you know? Like, last week, and I'm subject to the whims of my pregnant wife, you know? When she is like, this is what I want to eat, I'm like, we're getting that. Obviously. You know, she's eating for two. She's eating for her DNA and also 50% of my DNA. So it's like a 2.5 person argument. She's the there's a great metaphor in here somewhere if I knew more about politics. She's got the tiebreaker, you know, she's the speaker of the house. King of the castle, Anyway. So she was like, I want pho. And I was like, let's get some pho. So we ordered pho from a restaurant that we've eaten in at many, many times. And I gotta tell you, without a sense of irony, I may have mentioned this in Isaac before. I've been recording a lot of Isaac episodes over the past, you know, decade. Sorry to those of you trying to sleep, but the moment was worth it in my opinion. I may have misjudged it. I apologize. But it was legitimately one of the 10 worst meals that I've ever had in my Vancouver experience. Not in my life. I've eaten some bad meals in my life. But in Vancouver, dining out, it was one of the 10 worst meals I've ever had, without a doubt. The worst meal I've ever had, and this is not a joke, you're not going to believe me. I went to a restaurant in Vancouver. It is a relatively famous Canadian, slightly, and I mean slightly, upscale chain restaurant. And you're like, does it rhyme with Foxy's? And I'm like, no, the other one. Anyway, we went there, and for like an appetizer, I was like, do you want to get popcorn shrimp? And Kate was like, sure, let's get some. Look, I told you it wasn't fancy. Not too many fancy places on planet Earth are like, try our popcorn shrimp. But I wanted some fried seafood, okay? So I said, Kate, if I got some popcorn shrimp, would you split it with me? And she was like, yeah. When the popcorn shrimp came, I kid you not, it was admittedly breaded and fried shrimp, but there were like 3 of them served on top of a bowl of popcorn. And I was like, I don't know who's handling your dining experience. I'm not trying to complain like, yo, the caviar is of the wrong fish. But like, one food I don't want to eat as an appetizer is popcorn, because the kernels get stuck in your teeth and, you know, like the very strong artificial butter taste overpowers all flavors for the rest of the meal. It was very strange. But anyway, so we had this pho. It was not very good. The noodles were so overcooked that, and I'm not being facetious, the noodles were not like noodles anymore. They were basically like eating mashed potatoes. You know, they were just like overcooked carbohydrates, and you know, the soup was too oily. It doesn't ship as well as it does in the restaurant. Same like, you know, I feel like there's some foods that are just as good delivered as they are in a dine-in experience. Like a chain restaurant pizza might even taste better in delivery because you're not eating it off a weird green table in a building that's shaped like a hut. Sure, why not? That was unexpected. Let's see how this goes. But like I know that I'm perhaps in the minority here, but if you followed the trajectory of my food tastes, I used to not enjoy pasta at all. I never ate it, even up to like maybe 2014, 2015. Never enjoyed pasta. If you took me to an Italian restaurant, I would get the pizza every single time. I've really come in the past few years to enjoy pasta. I don't really like spaghetti. In fact, just in general, I much prefer like an olive oil pasta or a pesto-based pasta. Well, pesto-based sauce, I guess, to a like a marinara or bolognese or something like that. But I can get down with all of it. But I just find pasta tends not to ship very well either, because you know. It depends. Maybe like a baked pasta can maintain that kind of consistency a little bit better, but usually like you have such a narrow window. You know, it's like an avocado. You know, the joke about avocados is like, you know, not ripe, not ripe, not ripe, not ripe, ripe. You missed it. Now it's like inedible. It's tree bark, or it's so soft. It's like it falls apart as soon as it touches oxygen. That's how I feel about pasta. You know, and I know I'm pronouncing it weirdly. It's just how we say it up here. If you think I'm pronouncing it weirdly, wait until you find out that there are people who speak different languages. That's really gonna throw you. Regardless, help. I don't think I can do this, maybe? That'll work. Okay, not worth it at all, but duly noted. You know, when you cook it, it's like, it's in the boiling water. It's in there for like, you know, 2 minutes. Not good. Too hard. 3 minutes. Not good. Too hard. 4 minutes. Not good. Too hard. 4 minutes and 5 seconds. Perfect. Al dente. The complexity of this pasta knows no bounds. 4 minutes and 25 seconds. You blew it. Now it's mush. So, you know, a 30-minute delivery time. It's showing up like, you know, overcooked or a little cold, and you know, the sauce, when the sauce cools down, it doesn't cluster right anymore, you know what I mean? So I've been cooking a lot more pasta at home, which has been nice, honestly, but we're coming on like maybe 3 weeks of social distancing, quarantine, isolation, etc., etc. Still not really grating on me. Like, I really think I would be pretty okay. Let me put it this way. If we enter an apocalyptic situation, you know, there's two kinds of people, right? There's people who would be most at danger because of the elements and the situations. There would be people who, like the imminent threats. And then there would be people who are more of a danger because they're unstable, or the stress of the situation has thrown them into complete disarray, right? I'm definitely one of those guys who's like, I'm on the level. You don't have to worry about me. I'm copacetic. That being said, I do need someone to go and hunt my food for me, or I will be killed. I'm like a helpless little baby. I did not drop the left hand. What else is new? Alright, what's our luck? Not great. I don't know. 2 Spirit Hearts is actually, like, not that bad. So I think we'll drop this. We'll definitely drop the left hand now. Right, I forgot you don't actually pay out the way every other machine pays out here. Okay. I'll level with you, like, again, we should be completely fine, but I was not wrong when I was telling you earlier that, like, the rate of change on this run is pretty bad for us. So I don't know what we would want here. I don't really want shoop to whoop, so I think like shooting this way and maybe trying to get Mega Sloth killed last so we could get like a card of some value maybe is for the best bet. And I hate that we have to focus on this stuff right now, but I do think there's some relevance there. Well, we didn't do it. Suppose there's no reason not to take an Eternal Heart right now. But yeah, as always, you know, I should couch all of my complaints in the idea that, you know, I understand that people are having it a lot harder right now. It's a blessing just to be able to put food on the table. I'm also, like, I'm stoked, and I hope this doesn't seem as, like, braggadocious, but I'm stoked I live in a city where, like, things are maintaining a certain degree of normalcy through adaptation. Like, pretty much every grocery store was like, oh, we're just going to deliver it to your home now. That helped out a lot. So we've been getting the occasional grocery delivery as well. Mostly because my wife, you know, as a result of her pregnancy, she's been craving apples nonstop. I'm telling you, I know you're going to be... We looked up the cyanide levels in the apples, okay? Don't worry about it. She's not eating the freaking seeds. But she's eating up to 6 apples a day, sincerely. Not every day. Some days are 1 apple days. Some days are 3 apple days. But there was, like, on... I think it was on Friday, I went to the grocery store, and I was like, what do you want? And she was like, I'll take some apples. I thought to myself, what's a normal amount of apples to buy for one person to eat over the course of a few days? I got her 6 apples. The next day, she was like, I ate all the apples yesterday. It was like that scene from Anchorman, where the dog eats the cheese. So I was like, I'm not even mad. If anything, I'm just impressed. I think I don't mind an apple, but eating 6 of them in a single day, I think, honestly, my brain would be like, you know what? I'm going to try hunger out. Just for a little bit. You're eating like my Animal Crossing villagers. Hello, Tomo. I get a little bit concerned. Tomo dipped his head into the room and then walked out. That's kind of like the universal symbol for, like, I just peed. That's... My cat IQ is telling me that this man has just used the bathroom. He's been really good. For anybody following the Tomo saga, after we took him to the vet and we got him a fiber supplement, and we got him a what was I gonna say? We got him new litter boxes. So there's like 3 litter boxes in our house now. He's been really good on the pooping and the peeing. He's been pooping and peeing every day. It might strike you as being gross, but you know, if you've ever owned a cat, I'm sure it's true for most pets, but if you ever owned a pet, whenever something's wrong with them, you know, you take them to the vet, the first thing they go is like, are they pooping and peeing? So, I think it's a good sign for my dude. He seems happy and healthy. But there's still like a little glimmer sometimes in my eye where I'm like, just a glimmer of fear, where I'm like, when you meow, is that meow cat for I just peed on your pillowcase? This was like such a consistent run. I don't even know what to say. Like, we suffered no slings nor arrows. 38 wins in a row. How exciting. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. That was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya!